Tell me the truth. Are you lying to me right now? She doesn't raise her voice. That's what makes it dangerous. The room feels too quiet, like it's waiting for his answer. He avoids her eyes, pretends to focus on something else, and that small act of avoidance says more than words ever could. This isn't the first time she's asked. It's just the first time she's felt ready for any answer, even the one she fears. He sighs, tells her she's tired, that she's imagining things again. He says she's been distant lately, as if that explains everything. She nods slowly, but inside, something shifts. She realizes this moment will stay with her. No matter what happens next, she will remember how it felt to ask and not be answered. I saw your name light up his phone. She says it carefully, like stepping on broken glass. She explains it wasn't intentional, that she wasn't looking for proof. But once she saw it, her chest tightened in a way she couldn't ignore. He laughs, not because it's funny, but because laughter is easier than accountability. He tells her she's paranoid, insecure, exhausting. He reminds her how often she ruins good moments with her doubts. Slowly, the conversation turns, and she finds herself apologizing, not because she's wrong, but because it's familiar. Later that night, alone, she replays the moment again and again. The message wasn't the worst part. The way he made her question her own reality was.
Why do I always feel guilty for your mistakes? She doesn't ask him. She asks the mirror. Over time, guilt has become her default emotion. Whenever something goes wrong, she's the one explaining, fixing, softening the edges. He says she's too sensitive, that she takes everything personally. He reminds her that no relationship is perfect, that this is what love looks like: compromise, patience, endurance. But she notices how the compromise always costs her something: her voice, her confidence, her peace. When she brings it up, he says she's attacking him. She backs down immediately. The silence afterward feels like relief, and that scares her. She wonders when being quiet became easier than being honest. You promised you would change. He did, more than once. Each promise came wrapped in regret, apologies, and just enough vulnerability to pull her back in. Tonight, she reminds him gently, not accusing, hoping. He grows defensive, says she's holding the past against him, says change takes time. Then, suddenly, he shifts the blame. If she didn't provoke him, if she trusted him more, if she were calmer, things would be different. She listens, nods, absorbs it. That's what she's learned to do. But later, lying awake, she realizes something painful. Every promise he made was conditional, and every condition required her to disappear a little more. I don't recognize myself anymore. She barely sleeps now. Her mind runs through conversations before they happen, rehearsing safer versions of herself. She measures her tone, her words, even her expressions. He calls this growth. He says the relationship is finally peaceful. But peace shouldn't feel like walking on a wire. When she laughs with friends, he gets quiet. When she pulls away, he suddenly needs reassurance. The emotional whiplash keeps her off balance, never fully leaving, never fully staying. She starts journaling in secret, writing down things she's afraid to say out loud. Reading her own words scares her. They sound like someone who's slowly disappearing. If you leave, don't come back. He throws the words like a weapon, expecting them to land, expecting tears, begging, proof that he still has control. She freezes. For a moment, she almost gives him what he wants, but instead, she goes silent. That silence unnerves him. He starts backtracking, accusing her of being cold, of not caring enough. She realizes then how predictable this pattern is, how often fear has been disguised as strength. She doesn't leave that night, but something inside her has already stepped out the door. Why are you so distant lately? Now he's the one uneasy. She no longer explains herself. She no longer argues every accusation. She listens, observes, remembers. He says she's changed. She agrees, quietly. For the first time, she sees how much he relied on her reactions. Her emotions were fuel. Without them, he feels exposed. The distance between them isn't physical, it's awareness. And once awareness appears, it doesn't disappear.